In this video I'll be trying out the new Star Wars dogfighting game, Star Wars Squadrons in glorious virtual reality. Is it as good as we hoped it would be? Find out now. Hello and welcome back to the VRCauldron, where we talk about all things virtual reality. And if virtual reality is something that you enjoy and want to stick around and share your stories, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It is absolutely free and you can always unsubscribe if it all goes a bit crap.
Not the beast! Not the beast! Ah!
Sorry, that was a bit random, but I've been wanting to use that one for a while now. So, today we're playing Squadrons, and I've got my £200 hot ass setup at the ready. Okay, £20 Mad Cats, but it gets the job done. Before we take off, if you'd like to see some dogfighting alternatives, I did a video a few months ago about 3 games to play whilst we were waiting for Squadrons. They were Eve Valkyrie, Elite Dangerous and Endspace. All 3 are available as flat games, and Endspace is also available on the Oculus Quest. Squadrons has a single player campaign set after the events of Rotage. That's what us true fans call the one with the fluffy things. And there's the thing that everyone wants to do, the multiplayer 5v5 and the fleet battles. So let's not keep you around for another season. In we go.
Weapons look good.
They'll look better when we're shooting down ties.
What's wrong with ties? I'm half tie. Shields is green. Okay.
Double check shields.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
We might need to hold out a while.
I bought Squadrons on Steam, but it's also available on EA's own Origin store. I have heard that if you want to play this in VR, it is best to buy it on Steam, as Origin gets all confused and thinks it's Steam and it all messes up. Similar to Elite Dangerous and Eve Valkyrie, Squadrons does not have motion controller support. Endspace does. However, most people will be wanting to use a hot-ass setup. Although my favourite is still a hose-ass setup, sadly hose-ass is pointless in this game as there's no lateral and vertical thrust. I have you now. Don't turn your back on me, Scar!
Hey, thanks!
As in the films, the fighters generally fly like World War II planes, which is fine, but I do miss the Elite Dangerous flight model, especially when flying over larger ships and being unable to angle my ship's nose downwards to shoot at them whilst maintaining the original velocity. There is a drifting mechanic, but I hadn't learned all the buttons, so I didn't get to try it out. Before beginning the main story, you get to create your own character, which is amazing. Sorry, that's a lie. The character creator is bare bones, to say the least. Choose a few different faces and voices, and that's about it. In fact, I always get a bit disappointed by most games because there's never a head that looks like my half-oriental noggin. It's made even worse due to the fact that I've been spoiled by one of my favourite games, APB Reloaded, which had some of the best customization ever seen in a game. It allowed me to truly become who I wanted to be. Wait, hang on, that's not me. I meant this one. Right, that's better. It's nice to see that I don't have to watch loot boxes being opened after each mission, and that after the Battlefront 2 controversy, loot boxes have been sucked out of the airlock. Now, although this is seen as mainly a multiplayer game, there is a single player story mode, and the developers do suggest that you play through it before jumping into the multiplayer. Now, I played the story for maybe an hour and a half, and by the end of it I still felt that I was in a glorified tutorial. After the initial awe at being inside an X-Wing and TIE Fighter cockpit, which is genuinely impressive, I felt like I was just following people around. Too often I was required to just keep on shooting at enemy ships, and when I killed them, more would come and I'd have to kill them too. I will finish the single player campaign, and I'm not going to judge it yet, but it doesn't exactly grab you by the balls.
Echo, prepare for systems check. Coming back around, Squadron. On me.
So much for a quiet patrol.
So I managed to jump into the multiplayer, which is a lot more exciting than the story so far. I tried dogfights first and we won. The aim is simple, just keep on killing the other team. I tried the fleet battle in a co-op vs AI match, and it was pretty impressive, although I skipped the tutorial, so I wasn't exactly sure when I was meant to be killing what. Sometimes the game would want me to kill a cruiser, and other times just fighters. I guess we just had to kind of make our way up to the Star Destroyer, and the cruiser was kind of like a end of level boss before we got there. But sadly we lost, so we never got that far. After the 2 multiplayer matches, I leveled up, and looking through the customization options, the amount of variety is Akbarable. There's quite a few different flight suits and helmets to mix up the boring character models a little bit. So overall, my first impressions is that I would like to carry on playing. Well, I have to keep on playing because I've spent 35 quid on it, so I don't want it to be a waste of money. And now this video is up and I'm not trying to get another video out on it. I can kind of take my time, play the fleet battle tutorials, and maybe play a bit more of the single player. The experience in the cockpit was excellent. I did miss lateral and vertical thrust, as I've said, but that's a Star Wars thing and not a game issue. The instruments were clear and I actually felt like I was in a real ship and not a kind of holographic simulation of a ship like in Elite Dangerous. These are some of the best in-ship graphics I have seen, and they're well optimized too. All the footage on screen was recorded using a GTX 1060, which, as you may know, is basically the minimum requirements for virtual reality. I played it on my Quest 1 using virtual desktop, and the lack of a tether massively increased the immersion compared to when I played it in the house using my Rift S. Being able to freely look around and see my R2 unit, or just looking around the ship, was great. I've done it before in other games, but being Star Wars made it all the more special. The brilliant graphics, which at this point basically make me feel like I'm really in space flying around, have absolutely whet my appetite, but sadly not for this game. I will play it again, but for me it's the kind of game I'm going to jump into every now and then. Some people are going to love it, just like they can play Call of Duty over and over, and that's absolutely fine. I just personally can't play a game like that for long periods. And also, joysticks seem to hurt my wrist because I seem to grip on them too hard. I've no idea where I got that from. Now, if the game was a living, breathing universe in which I could play the role of a rebel or imperial pilot, a smuggler or a bounty hunter, now that would be amazing, and I'd probably be banned by my wife from ever buying the game, but as it is, it's a very pretty dogfighting simulator. So those were my first impressions of the game. I won't give the game a score because I just haven't played it enough yet. The story could become amazing and I might find myself getting so much better at dogfighting that I want to keep on jumping in. I'll probably have to use a gamepad though, which I did try by the way, and it worked absolutely fine. So if you enjoyed that video or found it useful, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and of course feel free to ask any Squadrons or VR related questions in the comments below. I will reply. Something I will ask is, if you were showing someone the Star Wars films for the first time, in what order would you show it to them? It's one of life's great questions. So if you want to stick around for the VR talk, then don't forget to subscribe. I've been Al. Thanks for watching the VR Cauldron. Take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you next time. See ya! When I'm upside down, I can't see heaven. Am I under?